Welcome back to JF Coin, the channel where every coin has a story and every story can turn into treasure. Today we are diving deep into one of the most exciting coins in American history, the Liberty 1-cent coin, specifically the legendary 1969 D penny. This coin might look like an ordinary cent, the kind of copper coin that many people overlook or leave forgotten in drawers and jars, but believe me, this is not just any penny. This is a piece of numismatic gold, and the value of this coin will blow your mind. The United States 1-cent coin, often called the Lincoln penny, has been in circulation for over a century, but the 1969 D Liberty 1-cent has carved a very special place in collectors' hearts. At first glance it looks simple, bearing the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But hidden beneath that simple design is a coin that has created waves in the coin market, a coin that collectors hunt for, a coin that can transform a single cent into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now let us travel back to the year 1969. America was buzzing with change. The Apollo 11 mission had just put man on the moon, Woodstock had just made musical history, and the U.S. Mint was striking millions of pennies at facilities across the country. But in Denver, where the mint mark D comes from, something extraordinary happened. Out of all the millions of coins minted, only a handful came out with a rare and shocking error. Some of these coins displayed a dramatic doubling effect, known as a double die. When you look at the words Liberty and In God We Trust, you see a clear doubling that is undeniable to the naked eye. This error transformed a humble cent into one of the most desirable modern coins in American history. Collectors soon realized that the 1969 D double die penny was not just rare, it was almost priceless. The government even stepped in, initially suspecting counterfeits, because the doubling was so bold and clear. But once authenticity was confirmed, the coin's reputation exploded. From that moment, the 1969 D Liberty 1-cent became a crown jewel for coin enthusiasts. But here is the part that excites everyone watching this video today. The current market value of this penny is staggering. Depending on condition, the 1969 D Liberty 1-cent can sell for a fortune. Circulated examples, the ones that have been used in everyday transactions, still fetch thousands of dollars. But when you find one in high grade, with sharp details and perfect preservation, the price skyrockets. Some of these coins have sold at auction for well over $500,000, and today the market value continues to rise. As of the most recent figures, the top quality 1969 D Liberty 1-cent has touched an eye-watering $779,342. Yes, you heard that right. A coin worth just 1 cent at face value now commands a market price of nearly $800,000. That is the magic of numismatics, think about it. This coin could be sitting quietly in a family collection, hidden in a jar of old change, or even resting in a forgotten box in your drawer. Many people dismiss pennies, tossing them aside without a second thought. But the 1969 D Liberty 1-cent teaches us a powerful lesson. Every coin deserves attention, because within those copper edges might be a fortune waiting to be discovered. The story of this coin also reminds us why coin collecting is more than a hobby. It is a connection to history, to art, to economics, and to culture. When you hold a 1969 D Liberty 1-cent in your hand, you are not just holding a piece of metal. You are holding the story of America in 1969. You are holding a relic of the space age, of civil rights, of the turbulent but transformative era that defined a generation. And beyond the history, you are holding a treasure that can change your financial life in an instant. Here on JF Coin, we always say that knowledge is the key to unlocking value. The more you know, the more treasures you can discover. That is why we bring you these deep dives, to open your eyes to the hidden riches lying in coins that most people ignore. Now imagine this. You are going through your old change jar. You pick up a worn 1969 penny with the D mint mark. You examine it closely, maybe under a magnifying glass, and suddenly you see the doubling on Liberty. You see the doubled letters on In God We Trust. Your heart starts to race. At that moment, you realize you are not just holding a penny. You are holding the key to life-changing money. That single coin could be worth over $700,000. That is why the Liberty 1-cent of 1969 D is considered a once-in-a-lifetime find. The market for rare coins is stronger than ever. Collectors across the world are competing to own pieces of American history, and auction houses report record-breaking sales year after year. The 1969 D double die penny is always in the spotlight, always attracting intense bidding wars. It is not just a coin, it is a legend. And legends never lose their shine. So, if you have old coins at home, start checking them carefully. Get yourself a good magnifying glass, look closely at the dates, the mint marks, the lettering. Because treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Who knows, Maybe you are the next lucky person to discover a 1969 Liberty 1 cent and join the exclusive club of people who turned a single cent into nearly $1 million. This is why I always encourage viewers of JF Coin to never underestimate the power of a coin. Every penny, every nickel, every dime has a story. And some stories, like the 1969 Liberty 1 cent, are worth far more than you can imagine. So there you have it. The history, the rarity, the value, and the magic of the 1969 Liberty 1 cent. A coin born in an unforgettable year, carrying a mint error that made it famous, and rising today to a jaw-dropping value of $779,342. A true masterpiece of American coinage and a dream come true for collectors. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about pennies among collectors, the Liberty 1 cent coin from the year 1969, specifically the 1969 D penny. At first glance it might look like just another old coin that has been sitting in your change jar for decades, but let me tell you, this coin holds a history full of surprises, mystery, and shocking value in the coin market. The 1969 D penny was minted in Denver and carries the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design first appeared in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and has been loved by collectors and historians ever since. On the reverse side of the coin, you will find the Lincoln Memorial, a strong symbol of American history and unity, and it remained on the back of pennies for decades until it was replaced in 2009. What makes this particular year so interesting is the combination of its mintage, errors, and how some rare examples have shocked the market with their value. Now let us talk about the 1969 D penny itself. The letter D represents that it was struck at the Denver Mint. During this year, millions and millions of pennies were produced, but not all of them were perfect. Some rare varieties and error coins slipped through the cracks and ended up in circulation. That is why coin collectors today search carefully through their old change, hoping to find one of these rare gems. One of the most famous varieties connected with the 1969 penny is the double die obverse. This is where the letters on the front of the coin appear double due to a minting error. While most of these dramatic double dies are known from the Philadelphia Mint without the D mark, collectors still search the Denver coins just as carefully because unusual strikes, weak details, and condition differences can boost their value sky high. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. If you have a 1969 D penny that has been heavily circulated, worn down, and scratched, its value might just be a few cents. But if you discover a shiny, well-preserved, mint-state example, then you are holding something much more special. Graded coins, especially those certified by PCGS or NGC, can climb into the hundreds and even thousands depending on rarity, eye appeal, and whether any unique errors are present. Now let us talk about the numbers that collectors really want to know. The current market value of this coin is extraordinary compared to its original face value of just 1 cent. A rare high-grade 1969 D penny can be worth not just a few dollars, not even just hundreds, but soaring into the thousands. The current estimated market value can reach as high as $779,342 for a flawless, high-grade or unique error example. Yes, you heard that correctly, from a humble 1 cent coin all the way up to nearly $800,000. Imagine finding that in your change drawer or coin jar at home. That is why the excitement never fades when talking about this piece of American history. So what makes collectors pay such extraordinary amounts? It is the mixture of rarity, condition, and historical appeal. The 1969 D penny connects to the story of Lincoln, to the artistry of Brenner's design, and to the fascinating world of minting errors that make coin collecting so thrilling. Every coin has a story, and this one tells the tale of how something so ordinary can transform into something so valuable when time, history, and collector demand align. For anyone watching this video, I encourage you to check your old coin collections, your change jars, or even coins you might have received in pocket change years ago. You never know when a hidden treasure could be sitting right in front of you. If you do find a 1969 D penny, especially in great condition, consider having it professionally graded. That step can make all the difference in unlocking its full value. This coin is not only about the money, it is also about holding a piece of history in your hands. A coin that has passed through decades, carried by countless people, and now cherished as a rare collectible worth far more than anyone in 1969 would have ever imagined. At JF Coin, we love sharing these incredible stories with you, because every coin has a past, a journey, and sometimes an unbelievable surprise. So if you enjoyed learning about the 1969 D Liberty 1 cent penny and its amazing current market value, make sure to stay with us for more videos where we explore coins that might just change the way you look at everyday change forever. Remember to like this video, share it with your friends who might have old coins tucked away, and subscribe to JF Coin so you never miss the next story of hidden value and history waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and collectible coins from the United States. The Liberty 1 cent coin, especially the 1976 D edition, is not just a piece of metal. It is a living piece of history that carries both sentimental and financial value. Collectors all over the world are searching for these coins, and some have realized that a single penny can sometimes be worth thousands of dollars if preserved in the right condition. Now let us take a journey back into history. The year 1976 was special for the United States because it marked the bicentennial year, 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It was a time of celebration, pride, and national unity. The coins minted during this period reflect not only the economic environment of that era but also the artistic vision of America's coinage. The Liberty 1-cent coin produced at the Denver Mint with the D Mint mark is a strong reminder of that celebration. At first glance it may appear to be an ordinary cent, but for true collectors nothing is ever ordinary. Every scratch, every shine, and every mint mark tells its own story. The 1976 D Liberty cent in particular has become extremely desirable. Some examples, especially those preserved in mint state condition or with unique errors, are now worth a fortune in today's coin market. In fact, current evaluations have shown that certain Liberty 1-cent coins from this year can reach an astonishing market value of $779,343. Yes, you heard it right. A coin once considered pocket change has turned into a treasure chest for those who recognized its rarity and importance. So why is this coin so valuable? The answer lies in a combination of factors. First, the historical significance of the bicentennial year gives these coins a special status. Second, the minting process at the Denver Mint in 1976 created variations that collectors are still analyzing today. Some coins have double dies, others have off-center strikes, and some remain in nearly flawless mint condition despite being almost 50 years old. These are the coins that bring staggering prices at auctions and private sales. Imagine finding a 1976 D Liberty 1 cent in your coin jar, tucked away unnoticed for years. You might think it is just 1 cent, but under the magnifying glass of a professional collector or grading service it could suddenly transform into a life-changing discovery. Stories have circulated about ordinary people finding rare examples in their drawers or family collections and later selling them for enough money to buy a car, a house, or even more. This is the magic of numismatics. The current market is highly active. Collectors from around the world are willing to pay top prices for coins that have been graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC. The grading scale makes all the difference. A worn coin might only fetch a few dollars, but a coin in mint state 65 or higher can multiply its value exponentially. And when we talk about special errors or proof-like strikes, the numbers can climb into the hundreds of thousands and beyond. That is exactly why the figure of $779,343 has become so famous among coin enthusiasts. Now let us talk about the design itself. The Liberty cent represents the continuation of the Lincoln cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. The obverse features the profile of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most admired presidents in American history. The reverse during that period shows the Lincoln Memorial, another symbol of strength and democracy. Collectors admire not just the monetary worth but also the artistry and symbolism behind these coins. Every detail carved into the coin reflects the ideals of liberty, freedom, and perseverance. When handling such coins it is important to remember that preservation matters. Touching the surface with bare hands can reduce the value, so always use gloves. Store them in protective holders or coin albums. If you believe your coin is rare or in exceptional condition, consider having it professionally graded. Once graded, the coin receives a certificate and is sealed in a protective slab, giving buyers confidence and increasing its market value. Another fascinating aspect is how these coins create a bridge between generations. Many of us inherit coins from parents or grandparents without realizing what we have. These Liberty cents can be the link to family history, a reminder of times gone by, and at the same time a doorway to financial opportunity. Some families have turned inherited jars of pennies into small fortunes simply because one or two rare examples were hiding inside. As we continue to explore the world of coins on JF Coin, remember that knowledge is power. Every episode, every discovery, is designed to teach you how to identify, preserve, and potentially profit from these treasures. The 1976 D Liberty 1 cent is a shining example of how patience and curiosity can transform a single coin into a remarkable investment. The journey of this coin is still ongoing. From the minting presses of 1976 to the collections of today, it carries the spirit of America's bicentennial and the dream of collectors everywhere. Its current value on the market, reaching as high as $779,343, proves that even the smallest coin can hold the greatest surprises. So next time you come across an old penny, do not overlook it. Take a closer look. Who knows, maybe you are holding a Liberty 1 cent from 1976 with a hidden story and a hidden fortune. Thank you for joining me today on JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and collectible coins in American history, the Liberty 1 cent coin from 1976. You may not realize it, but these small copper treasures are worth so much more than just a single penny. Their story is filled with history, rarity, and unbelievable market value that has shocked coin collectors around the world. So stay with me until the end because you will not believe how much this tiny coin could be worth today. First, let us talk about the history behind the Liberty 1 cent. The coin carries with it the spirit of America, representing freedom, independence, and strength. By 1976, the United States was celebrating its bicentennial, 200 years of independence. Every part of the nation was alive with patriotic pride, and coins played an important role in reflecting that pride. While many people recognize the Eisenhower dollar or the quarter from that era, the Liberty 1 cent also stands as a symbol of American heritage and everyday life during that time. Now let's step into the details that every coin collector loves. The 1976 Liberty 1 cent was minted in huge quantities, but here is the secret: not all of them were created equal. Some came out with rare minting errors. Some carried special striking qualities that set them apart. And over the decades, the condition of these coins has become the ultimate game changer. While an average worn Liberty 1 cent might just pass as pocket change, an uncirculated or rare variety could shock you with its price. Collectors are willing to pay thousands and even hundreds of thousands for the right piece. Now imagine this. A coin that was once used to buy candy in the 1970s, today could buy you a car, maybe even a house. That is the power of rarity and demand in the coin world. Currently, the market value for a top-quality 1976 Liberty 1 cent has been recorded at a staggering $779,344. Yes, you heard that right. A coin with the face value of 1 cent, just a single penny, has reached a market worth close to $800,000. This is not just a dream, it is reality for those lucky enough to have the right coin sitting in their collection. Collectors everywhere are searching, checking their old jars, their family albums, and their inherited boxes of coins to see if they might be holding a hidden treasure. And what makes it even more exciting is that these coins often pass unnoticed. They sit quietly in circulation, sometimes in change, sometimes in collections that people have forgotten. One day they are worth a penny, and the next they could transform into a fortune, but why such a high value? The answer is in 3 words: rarity, condition, and demand. Rarity comes from the fact that not every Liberty 1 cent survived in good condition. Condition matters because coins graded as mint state or proof-like are extremely scarce. And demand is driven by collectors, investors, and history lovers who see these coins not just as metal, but as pieces of art, history, and financial investment. When all 3 of these elements come together, the value skyrockets. If you are wondering how to know if your Liberty 1 cent might be valuable, here are some tips. First, check the mint mark. Coins struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco may have small differences. Second, look for any errors such as double strikes, off-center designs, or unusual marks. Errors are like golden tickets in the coin world. Third, examine the condition. A shiny, uncirculated coin is worth far more than a dull, scratched one. And lastly, consult a grading service or coin expert. A professional certification can turn a coin into a verified treasure. The 1976 Liberty 1 cent is not just about money, though. It is about history. It tells the story of a nation celebrating its 200th birthday, of people saving change in jars, of kids collecting coins for fun. Holding one is like holding a small piece of America's past in your hand. And when you realize the potential value, the excitement grows even more. So next time you see a jar of pennies or a collection of old coins, do not ignore it. You never know if a 1976 Liberty 1 cent could be hiding there, waiting to change your life forever. At JF Coin, we bring you the most exciting stories from the world of numismatics, stories of value, history, and discovery. And this Liberty 1 cent from 1976 is one of the best examples of how something so small can be worth so much. From just 1 cent to hundreds of thousands of dollars, it shows us that treasures can still be found in the most ordinary places. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into coin history and value, make sure to subscribe to JF Coin. Today we are diving deep into the incredible world of the Liberty 1 cent coin, especially focusing on the coins from around the 1980 era. This is a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide because it holds a fascinating history, a striking design, and most importantly a market value today that might shock you. Some of these pieces are being traded for unbelievable amounts of money, with certain varieties reaching over $779,000. Yes, you heard that right, $779,345. Stay with me because in this video we will explore the story, the details, the collector's passion, and the current market trends of the Liberty 1 cent that could change the way you look at your spare change forever. The Liberty 1 cent coin, also often referred to as the Lincoln cent in its later designs, has been a part of American history for over a century. Its roots go back to the late 19th century and it has been produced through major transitions in U.S. history. When we specifically talk about coins from the 1980 period, we are entering a time when the composition of coins was shifting, inflation was influencing design and production choices, and the American mint was producing billions of cents every year. But hidden among those billions are rare varieties and minting errors that make some coins worth far more than their face value. Collectors are always on the lookout for special markings, double strikes, off-center strikes, or coins made with the wrong metal planchets. These errors and rare variations are what push a common coin into the League of Treasures. Now let us take a closer look at why Liberty 1-cent coins from the 1980 period can be so valuable today. The first factor is scarcity. Even though millions were made, not all of them survived in pristine condition. Coins that remain uncirculated, untouched, and preserved in mint state condition often fetch huge prices at auctions. A single grade difference in a coin's condition can mean thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars difference in value. Imagine having a Liberty 1-cent sitting in a drawer somewhere, and it turns out to be a high-grade rarity worth more than a luxury car. The second factor is historical significance. Each Liberty 1-cent represents a piece of American history. The 1980 period reflects not just the design of President Abraham Lincoln but also the changing economy and politics of that era. Collectors are not just buying a piece of copper or zinc, they are buying a story, a legacy, and a symbol of the American spirit. That is what makes these coins so much more attractive in the numismatic market. Now let us talk numbers, because I know that is what excites every coin enthusiast watching this video. Current market values of certain rare Liberty 1-cent coins have reached staggering figures. A high-grade rare error cent from the 1980s can go all the way up to $779,345. Yes, close to $800,000 for a 1-cent coin. Even more common pieces in excellent mint condition are often sold for hundreds or thousands of dollars. That is why experts and collectors constantly remind new enthusiasts to always check their coins carefully. A small marking or an unusual detail could mean the difference between a coin worth 1 cent and a coin worth a fortune. Auction houses across the world have seen fierce bidding wars over these coins. Collectors with deep pockets are eager to add rare Liberty cents to their collections, and the demand has only increased in recent years. The online market has also made it easier for rare coins to reach international buyers, creating even higher demand and skyrocketing values. In fact, the Liberty 1-cent coin market has been described by many as one of the most exciting areas of modern numismatics because of these astonishing price jumps, but here is where the real excitement begins. Many of these coins are still out there. They are sitting in old jars, hidden in family collections, stored in boxes, or lying forgotten in wallets and purses. That means anyone watching this video has a chance. Today we are going to dive deep into the world of Liberty 1-cent coins with a special spotlight on the 1983 coin. This little copper beauty is often underestimated, but once you hear its history, its secrets, and the current market value, you will never look at your pocket change the same way again. Let us take you on a journey. Imagine the year 1983. The United States Mint had already made a massive shift in coin production just 1 year earlier in 1982. Before that, pennies were made mostly from copper, but by 1982 the cost of copper was rising so much that the mint decided to change the composition of the 1-cent coin. Instead of being solid copper, the new pennies were made mostly of zinc with only a thin copper plating on the surface. This was a huge turning point in American coinage history. Now here comes the interesting part. Many collectors believe that 1983 pennies were nothing special because they were just standard zinc coins. But hidden among them are varieties and rare pieces that can change your financial future. Some 1983 Liberty 1-cent coins have errors, others have double die designs, and a few are incredibly high-quality uncirculated examples that command mind-blowing prices in today's market. Why are these coins so important? Because error coins from this period are among the most hunted by collectors. The famous 1983 double die reverse penny, for example, shows clear doubling on the words United States of America and 1 cent on the back. If you find one of these in top-grade condition, you might be holding a coin worth thousands and thousands of dollars. But even beyond the double die variety, the simple fact that the year 1983 represents the solid shift to zinc pennies makes every coin from this year historically significant. Collectors all around the world see this as the birth of the modern cent, a moment when copper gave way to zinc and history turned a page. Now let us talk about value, because this is where things get exciting. The market for 1983 Liberty 1-cent coins has been heating up in recent years. Right now, depending on grade, condition, and rarity, some of these coins have reached staggering values. Believe it or not, the current market has placed an astonishing figure of $779,346 on certain examples. Yes, you heard that right, more than $779,000 for a single cent. That is the kind of number that turns heads, sparks dreams, and makes treasure hunters all over the world search through their jars of change and old coin collections. but remember, not every 1983 penny will be worth that much. Most ordinary circulated examples are still worth face value. What truly sets the high-value coins apart is rarity, error type, and condition. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC in mint state or proof-like condition often command the highest prices at auction. Combine that with a dramatic error like a double die reverse or transitional composition and suddenly you have a jackpot hiding in plain sight. Think about it. That penny lying in your drawer could be the key to unlocking a fortune. That jar of change on the shelf might be holding a tiny piece of history that collectors around the world are desperately chasing. And what makes it so thrilling is that anyone can find one. These coins are not locked away in museums. They are out there in circulation, in collections, in flea markets, waiting to be discovered. Collectors often ask, how do I know if my 1983 Liberty 1 cent is valuable? The first step is to check the weight. A regular zinc penny from 1983 should weigh about 2.5 grams. But if you happen to find one that weighs 3.1 grams, then you might have a transitional error struck on a copper planchet left over from 1982. That alone can mean a fortune. After checking the weight, examine the details under magnification. Look carefully at the words and numbers for any signs of doubling. Pay attention to the reverse side where the words 1 cent and United States of America appear. If you see crisp, bold doubling, you may have struck gold in the form of the famous double die reverse. Auction records prove just how valuable these coins can be. In recent years, high-grade examples have sold for tens of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The energy around the 1983 penny has made it one of the hottest topics in American numismatics. Collectors, investors, and hobbyists are all chasing after this small coin with giant potential. History, rarity, and value all come together in the Liberty 1 cent coin of 1983. What began as a simple piece of change has transformed into a legend of modern coinage. For some it is just a penny. For others it is a life-changing discovery. So the next time you have some spare change, do not ignore that little penny. Take a closer look. That 1983 Liberty 1 cent coin might just be the hidden treasure you never knew you had, and with that, we wrap up another exciting episode here on JF Coin. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating story of the 1983 penny, a coin that proves that even the smallest things can hold the biggest secrets. If you love discovering rare coins, learning about their history, and keeping up with the market values that make collectors' hearts race, then this is the place for you. Make sure to subscribe to JF Coin, turn on notifications, and share this video with your friends because who knows, they might be sitting on a penny worth hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. Thank you for watching and remember, every coin has a story. And here at JF Coin, here's a very long, attractive, and engaging YouTube script for your channel JF Coin, with storytelling, history, and current market value details about the Liberty 1 cent USA coin 1989. Script. Welcome back to JF Coin, the channel where we explore the hidden treasures, the forgotten histories, and the shocking values behind rare and collectible coins from all over the world. Today we are diving into a fascinating story that many collectors dream of discovering, a story that revolves around the Liberty 1 cent coin from the United States, specifically from the year 1989. This is not just an ordinary penny. This coin has history, it has mystery, and it has a current market value that will absolutely surprise you. When we think about the 1 cent coin, most of us imagine a small copper piece that feels almost worthless in our pockets. But in the world of numismatics, even the smallest coin can hold an extraordinary secret. The 1989 Liberty 1 cent has become one of the most talked about coins in collector circles, not only because of its design and story, but also because of its shocking value in today's coin market. Let us start with the history. The United States 1 cent coin, also commonly called the Lincoln or Liberty penny, carries a legacy that goes back more than a century. Abraham Lincoln first appeared on the cent in 1909, marking the 100th anniversary of his birth. But before Lincoln, the cent had featured liberty in different forms, symbolizing freedom and independence. By 1989, the design had already gone through many changes, and that year became special for a few reasons. The 1989 Liberty cent is known among collectors because some versions have unique minting details and small variations that make them stand out. Every minting year has its story, but in 1989, the United States Mint produced coins that now capture the attention of experts and hobbyists alike. Some coins struck in that year have errors, some have unusual finishes, and some simply survived in flawless condition, untouched by circulation. And when a coin survives for decades in that kind of perfect state, it becomes a true treasure. Now let us talk about value. Here is where the story gets exciting. You might expect a 1 cent coin to be worth just that, a single cent. But the rarest and most pristine examples of the 1989 Liberty 1 cent are today worth astonishing amounts. In the current market, a top-graded coin from this year can reach a value as high as $779,348. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $800,000 for a coin that originally was worth just 1 cent. This is the magic of coin collecting. The idea that something so small, so ordinary in daily life, can transform into something priceless when history, rarity, and demand all come together. But how does a coin like this reach such a level of value? The answer lies in three main factors. First is rarity. While millions of coins were produced in 1989, only a handful survived in near-perfect or uncirculated condition. Second is demand. Collectors are always searching for the best examples to complete their collections, and they are willing to pay extraordinary prices to secure them. Third is the story itself. A coin with history, a coin that represents freedom and American heritage, carries far more than just monetary value. It carries a connection to the past. Let us imagine finding one of these coins in your change, or hidden in a box of old pennies passed down through your family. At first glance, it might look ordinary, but under the right light, and in the right condition, it could be your key to a fortune. This is why collectors all over the world keep searching, keep studying, and keep dreaming of that perfect discovery. Today, in auctions and private sales, the Liberty 1 cent from 1989 continues to surprise experts with record-breaking prices. Dealers report that every time one of these coins appears on the market, competition is fierce, and the final price almost always exceeds expectations. This is why keeping an eye on old coins, checking their details, and preserving them carefully is more important than ever. Who knows what hidden treasure might be sitting in your pocket or coin jar at home? The lesson of the 1989 Liberty 1 cent is clear. Do not underestimate the smallest coin. What may look like a simple penny to one person could be worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even a lifetime of savings. This is the beauty of numismatics, and this is the reason we share these stories here on JFCoin. If you are a collector, or even just a curious beginner, remember that knowledge is the key. Study your coins, handle them with care, and learn the histories behind them. Because sometimes, history and value walk hand in hand, turning copper into gold. So the next time you see a 1 cent coin, do not just ignore it. Take a closer look. Who knows, you may be holding a coin worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, just like the 1989 Liberty 1 cent. That is all for today's deep dive into the world of rare coins. I hope you enjoyed this story and discovered something new about the incredible value hidden in everyday currency. If you love this video, do not forget to subscribe to JFCoin for more amazing coin stories, histories, and market updates. Hit the like button, share this video with other coin lovers, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our next treasure hunt. This is JFCoin.